Mashley Comedy presents
Funny Girls Guide,
your weekly podcast about living your life the way you want to and always with a laugh. And this is our pro tip. You guys really need to know this is more important than introducing who we are even. But if you need to take a good picture, Ashley, former award-winning photographer, I guess you still have the awards.
They don't take it away.
They don't take it away.
You get out of here.
If you need to take a picture, you need to go because that makes you look natural.
Yeah. If it feels awkward, it looks good. Them's the rules.
But I always feel awkward. I literally forgot how to take a picture.
And you always look like $1,000,000.
Oh my God, you're too kind to me. I feel like a sticky $1,000,000 right now because even though we feel like this should be the true don't ask, don't tell, I got a spray tan.
Oh
I'm
my
telling you.
God. Wait, we didn't introduce ourselves, Mandy.
No, because it was really important that we tell them how to take, pictures per our award-winning photographer.
Well, I'm Ashley Ella Park, and I'm joined with this spray-tanned goddess,
Mandy Heintzelman-Smith.
Tell me about. She looks bronzed. She just touched her teats.
That's what I'm doing.
For those not watching on YouTube, you look great. You look great. You're glowing. I mean, really glowing. And I love a good spray tan, I just love it. And, I look like a shaved cat normally. So it's nice to have. I'm very white. So it's like, it's good to feel bronzed,
A shaved cat. I
Yeah.
just had to get that imagery through
Yeah.
my head quick because I have never seen a shaved cat before.
Mr. Bigglesworth from Austin Powers. That's what I look like if I don't tan. It's not good. Very wrinkly, pug-like.
That's not true. Ashley is gorgeous.
Well, I'm feeling more gorgeous because, don't ask, don't tell. But I'm going to tell. I got my Botox. We're back, baby. We are back.
We just sang a song because Ashley's always like, I got my Botox, my toddler eyes.
Toddler eyes are back.
But then we tried to sing toddler eyes. And
She's got toddler eyes.
Keep that jiggle in her thighs.
The boys think she's a spy. And that's when we were like, uh-oh.
Oh, it got creepy. It
got creepy.
Wait, speaking about toddlers, that reminds me of babies. Okay, I've been thinking a lot about this.
Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, boy. Where's this going? Oh, boy.
No, I'm my own fourth baby now.
I've never heard a person describe themselves like that. I am my own fourth baby. It sounds like the fourth wall, but not.
Don't make me cry. I'm like laughing, crying, and my spray tan is gonna be off. I have to use this Power Ranger napkin.
Yeah.
To make
Oh
it
yeah,
stop.
Mandy brought out Power Ranger napkins, and they're very fun. It's the red one, but then we were talking about, which one was your favorite? We're like, I loved the pink Power Ranger,
Kimberly.
but that shit was racist. I mean, like the black Power Ranger was black. The Asian Power Ranger was yellow. It was like, come on.
So 90s.
So 90s.
Like these Gen Zers don't even know what they're bringing back with the 90s.
Yeah, I know. It's like, be careful what you wish for because 90s were fucked up, kids.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Exactly.
Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
So true. Rest in peace, Left Eye.
Rest in peace. So anyway, once you have a gaggle of babies, people ask you if you're gonna have another one, right? All the time.
What?
All the time.
I get it on the other end where people are like, oh, you don't have kids? When's that happening? I'm like, oh, do you want to go look at my uterus and tell me, please? Like, it's so like.
I would hope that those people start to get the memo that really it's not that's none of their business.
But what the fuck? You have 3 beautiful, perfect children. Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck are they?
They've not been to therapy, clearly. Because then you realize, you gotta, don't say shit like that. Okay, wait. Okay, so I'm confused about, it just seems so interesting that gender reveals are like such a big thing now when it's also moving at the same direction of like gender doesn't matter, we're gender fluid, whatever. Like why at the exact same time is the gender reveal shit blowing up?
Literally.
As literally blowing up as like, we're becoming more aware about gender fluidity. Like
I do think that is interesting too, because I mean, Jesus Christ, like it makes me nervous when people do like these circus acts to reveal the gender of their child.
Like, who cares?
And they're starting forest fires and shit from like all, because you heard about like that one gender reveal that like burned down like a fuck ton of like I forgot where that was too. Was it in California?
Oh God, I hope not. They can never get their forest
for
fires
a fucking
out. It's
gender
terrible.
reveal, it's like, God damn it. But yeah, it's so weird. That's a weird
It's a
sensation.
dichotomy. It's an
Yeah.
interesting dichotomy.
But I think like it's exciting for a parent to find that if they want to. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like we found it out in a fun way. Like, do we need like someone to launch out of a cannon, with blue streamers and flipping in the air? And it's so extra. It's like, we don't need this. We don't need this.
No, we don't need that. Oh, guys, that was this. I hope you didn't hear that sliding door open and close because it sounded like a gaggle. Okay, wait. You mentioned your IUD, which made me think about Britney Spears because she, as we're recording this, she gave her, is it a dissertation on her conservatorship?
She gave like a statement.
Not a dissertation. That's for to become a doctor.
But she should be a doctor. She can do it. She better work, bitch. I love her.
Yeah. So she is being forced to have an IUD. So that she cannot become pregnant. And
insanity.
Yeah.
What they've done to her is unfucking forgivable.
They've like robbed her of 13 years of her life and probably more. Honestly, I haven't seen the documentaries.
I didn't realize, you told me she's on lithium, and I didn't realize that they were putting her on lithium. And it's just like, oh my God.
She said that she had been on on a medication, and she didn't say what it was. Oh, sorry. Am I talking a little soft? Dang it. I'm really feeling for Britney. You guys know I'm on like an anti-anxiety medication. Well, it's like a daily sertraline. It's an antidepressant and an anti-anxiety. Anyway, she's probably on something. She was probably on something like that. And then they took the medication away from her that she had been on forever and gave her lithium. And she she sounded very like she was like very like cohesive, and her speaking way different than these like spinny wild videos that she has like on her Instagram.
They've doped her up on all this shit. Like, and I don't trust the boyfriend. I really don't. Like, I know like she was like saying like it's her dad that's like the main problem, and fuck him. But there's something about the boyfriend I'm not trusting too, because there's like too many videos of them like working out, and like there's the one video where she's working out and like they're doing their thing, and he goes, smile. And he's mouth, like you can see him mouth it in this video. He goes, smile. And then she like kicks up the smile, and it's like, it's chilling. And it's like, oh, I want Britney to have the fucking world, the world that she deserves. And I'm rooting for her.
Yeah. I was thinking too, like if she wants to have a baby, they're not only robbing her of time. I mean, this is time related too, but she's 40. It's like she doesn't have all the time in the world to have another baby. If that's like her life goal, like no one should be like stripped of their, she's being stripped of her human rights and paying everyone's salaries. She's like living in this like time capsule of a mansion.
The house is insane to me. Every time I see the house, it does look like it's from like the late 90s, almost like it is like a weird.
Can you imagine though? She isn't in charge of her money. She isn't in charge of like, they probably wouldn't give her the money to like remodel her house or whatever, buy a different house. She's like a prisoner.
Yeah. And meanwhile, but she's okay enough to go out and perform and fucking slay it up and dance and sing and do these insane performances that like very few people in the world could even begin to do. And yet she can't control any of her other things in her life. It's fucking bullshit.
I really hope that, when do they find out with the jet? Like when do they?
I don't know. You know more than I do on this one. So
she asked to not be evaluated. I wonder why. That's the one part that I don't understand, because she did seem very coherent. Like do the evaluation and then remove her conservatorship. I hope that she can be allowed to.
I hope so too.
Live her life.
I mean, goddamn. All right, we're thinking about you, Britney.
Yeah,
we're thinking about you.
We are.
Wait, we were talking about your kids earlier. I need to bring this up.
Yeah,
guys.
go ahead.
Fucking insane. Mandy's kids are in art camp. And she's told me about this art camp, and it sounds like a Swedish prison. So please describe it to our audience.
Okay. Well, it's very hot in Austin this week, and we decided to put them in this art camp. They had availability. I'm driving 30 minutes to like get them there. And it was like, oh, my kid came in barely being able to draw a straight line. And now they can draw a dog or whatever. So all 3 of my kids, the 5-year-old, the 8-year-old, the 10-year-old, are in this camp. 2 of them like it. One of them is like, I won't go in. And the people that work there are kind of like, they're kind of like machines a little bit, where they don't really show like their emotions, and it's very sterile. It does look like an IKEA on the inside, and they have to sit for 7 hours and do art. But I was like, okay, we're going I wouldn't 2 of them are having fun, and my Sterling like never wants to go to camp, so it's hard to tell. I'm like, are you the little boy crying wolf because you told me you don't like literally any camp?
Well, there's something going on though, because she pulled out this piece of art. We're going to pull it out.
So they bring home approximately 48 pieces of art per piece every single day.
And I am convinced that this is an underground conversion camp, and they're just not telling people, because 3 little Jewish kids walk into an art school and come out.
I was like, is this Noah's Ark?
There is, if you're not on YouTube, this is a piece of art with a very large cross.
I'm like, we're Jewish, you guys. I don't know. Like,
what's going on at the art camp? I just want to know. I've got questions. I'm like,
Wait.
Is this like something seedy? Is this like...
Wait, I forgot to tell you something. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Okay, so Shepherd is really into like, my 5-year-old is really into wearing like costumes. Well, now he's transitioned into only wearing like workout clothes, but he wants to wear these wrist guards that you wear when you go rollerblading.
Oh my God, yes.
So he wore them to art camp, and I didn't think anything of it, because I'm like, well, art camp, you should be able to like express yourself.
Do whatever
I let my
you
kids
want.
like wear what inspires them, whatever. You guys, it's just like, just go, be free, whatever. So he wears these wrist guards, and I went to go pick him up, and this like very serious machine manager, they call him the manager at art camp. Usually it's like the camp director, manager. He's the manager.
What the fuck is this?
You should come with me to pick them up. Anyway, he's like, did something happen to Shepherd? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, the wrist guards, he was putting pencils in them and stabbing things. I was like, wait, what? He was stabbing things? And he's like, well, paper. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and I told him to take them off. I was like, that's totally fine. And then Sterling, the one that's disgruntled about being there, comes out, and he's like, that teacher said that she hated Sterling's wrist guards and she was going to pop them off of him next time. And so I was like,
no.
And Sterling doesn't lie. Like my kids, like I know how like, you know, kids are like whatever, make shit up. Yeah, he doesn't. And so the teacher came out, and the manager asked her, like, did you say this? And she's like, what? Like she like acted so surprised.
Did.
You think she did?
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna pop them off. I'm like, I don't know, because I can't really like lie like that. Okay, she probably did. Yeah,
she did.
I hate those.
She lost her patience.
And I'm gonna pop them off.
Like, you know what? Shep's just ahead of the game. That's what's going on. He knows this is a Swedish prison. He's preparing for the upheaval. He's got his shivs in his little wrist guards. He's ready. And God love him for it.
I know. I mean, I needed them to, I was like, I need to get some stuff done. They need to go to camp this week, you know?
Oh my God. Gotta get some shit done.
And they made Christian art, apparently. Not really. Most of it was fine.
Yeah, but that one is that's concerning for me. I mean, do you create, do all the things, but it is unusual that we're coming back with that.
I thought maybe it was like the
Christ the Redeemer.
Yes.
Maybe some Rio de Janeiro.
Because it does show the layers of, look, that's a bone in the ground. This is showing like layers. Because at first I thought it was like the Titanic, not the Titanic. That's my National Geographic, as you guys know from last week.
It's still sank. Don't worry.
Spoiler
alert.
Wait, did the Ark sink? Oh, it did.
Did the Ark sink? I don't know. I'm not the person to ask.
Should we talk about Jesus and God again?
Oh my God. How do we always get to...
Who was the better
Shout out to the number one stepdad, Joseph.
Okay. I want to switch gears a minute. I want to ask you, okay. So now that we're all vaccinated, are there places that you store your mask because you're like, this is fucking dirty in here?
If I haven't like done my makeup, or I don't want to talk to people, like I'm gonna wear my mask, even if it's totally fine to not wear the mask. Yeah. I'm like, fuck it. I just want to not. I don't want to talk.
See, I feel like when like a red lip is my favorite thing to do. So I really don't want to wear my
Yeah.
nails. But
yeah.
when I go into Randall's, I just feel like there's the flu floating in the air, and I don't want that either.
Yeah, I mean, grocery stores are historically disgusting. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting. There's one place was I in where I was like, this is where COVID started. I just know, like, it was so repulsive.
This is where COVID started.
And I can't remember. It was unexpected though, where I was like, oh, this is awful. Oh, it was at a Thundercloud Subs.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's really disgusting. Like, I went in there and I was like, this is just dirty. I don't know why I'm eating here. I was like in a hurry.
Because you can't eat at Subway anymore. That's why.
Oh, Subway. Whoa. Oh, yeah. The tuna
thing.
Oh my God. What is it? What is it?
I don't know.
If it's not tuna,
What else would it be?
what is it? Can they answer this?
I don't want to know. I never ate it
wanna
though.
know.
I'm a
I
vegetarian.
never ate it either. I think Subway is like dog food. I think it's absolutely terrible. And like, ooh, I just can't stand it. But
Oh my
yeah.
God. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm jumping topics a little bit, but there's so much that I want to talk to you about.
Please.
There's so much that I want to talk to you about. But wait, let's talk about this one first, because Ashley learned something amazing this week
What did I learn?
about what's my motherfucking name?
Oh my God.
Are
Oh
you Ellie?
Oh.
Do you guys know that song?
my God. This blew my fucking mind,
Yeah.
guys. This woman over here is dropping knowledge. Dr. Mandy Smith is dropping
Research
knowledge.
expert.
Yeah, this whole time that JLo and Ja Rule song, I thought like it was Are You Ellie? Like, who's Ellie? I don't know. Who's
Like, why
Ellie?
are you asking him what his name? Like,
yeah. But okay, so if anyone out there has thought this,
If anyone out there has been listening to the Pony playlist by Genuine on Spotify, like me,
Fire.
we've got No Diggity, we've got TLC. Anyway, so I was listening to Ja Rule and JLo.
And okay, so like we brought this is just I don't even know where to begin on this. So I always thought it was asking like, are you Ellie? Like, who's Ellie? And you informed me
that it's Rule, like
like
Ja Rule.
spelling out.
What's my motherfucking name? Are you Ellie?
It makes so much more sense.
This is like that time that we went ghost hunting.
We did find the ghost.
We did.
We did. I don't know what he said. I kind of want to go back.
He's like, what are you girls doing? That's what it sounded like. What?
It sounded more like that's what it sounded like in the video, where it's like there is a voice in the background of our ghost video, and it's like what? I want to go back. We're going back. We're gonna find this ghost. We're gonna find this ghost. Okay.
Oh my God, we have
to. Hit us up, DM us if you thought
Please.
it was Are You Ellie? Like, are you Ellie? Who's Ellie?
Oh my God.
Or did you always know it was spelling out Ja Rule, which makes a lot of sense.
I think they were trying to trick us.
I think they were trying to trick us.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to trick us.
Yeah. Okay. So Ashley, when you were over here the other day, I was like, okay, I have this picture of myself with my spray tan in my little purple velvet bathing suit. And I was like, I want to post this. What do I put as my caption? And you were like, never taking it down. I was like, oh my God, she's a genius. This woman.
Never deleting.
Never deleting. Never. Yeah.
I had another one that I wanted you to post too, and it was look at me. Which I loved. That's the other one. I was like, just go for, look at me.
Look at me.
Look, you're welcome, world.
Oh my God. Okay. So Matt, my husband, was like, he was like, did anybody like comment on your post? I was like, oh my gosh, all my girlfriends were super supportive. Like, just
wait,
like,
you posted it. I missed it.
I posted it.
Shit,
You missed it?
I missed it.
But I didn't do it right. I put never taking this down. Not never delete. Damn
okay.
it.
It's okay.
But
It's
wait,
okay.
so he was like, well, did any guys respond? I was like, yeah, actually, my friend from high school responded. It was like,
Oh.
hang on. He goes,
Oh.
is that your sink or your bathtub? Because he likes my bathroom remodel. He was like, is that your sink there or is it your bathroom? I'm literally.
You're like,
I'm literally.
but my body, hi, fuck the sink. Can we talk
the
about all this?
I just responded. I was like, nope, that's the sink. Like,
What the fuck?
what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a weird, like, like negging like as like a flirting tactic
No,
where
no, not this guy. He was literally like,
not interested. He was not interested.
I like that sink you
Well,
got.
well, look at that. Look at them sinks. I'm like, yeah, check out my sinks.
Oh my God.
Sinks galore. I've waged war on Gen Z. I've had a middle part for a good while. I've decided my face is not symmetrical, and
That's not true, actually.
it really is not. It's like she's being so nice, but literally, like my right eyebrow is fucking chaos. And I talk about this with my eyebrow lady too. But Lefty is a stunner. She's a stunner. She's gorgeous. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to do a little side swoop. And so I started doing the side thing, even though it makes me look old, blah, blah,
It does
blah.
not make you look old.
I don't know why like this started though with like the side swoop is like not cool anymore. Anyways, I've decided I don't fucking care. I look better with the side swoop, whatever. Our acting teacher called me out on it. She's like, you look different. Now, granted, my Botox had just started to kick in. So I was like, well, maybe it's that. I do have my toddler eyes like full in effect, but I don't know.
It's not nice when somebody calls you out, though. Like we were talking about this. Like,
was
we don't
okay
mind
with it.
sharing. Were you okay with
I was
that?
okay
I don't
with it. I was like,
it.
yeah, that's right. I do look young.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, here's the thing with Botox, it wears off. Like when it wears off, it's not a gradual thing. It's like I will literally be like walking around my house. I'll be like washing my hands. I'll like look in the mirror, and then like I look like the old witch from like Snow
That is
White.
not
No,
true.
it's so true. And in my mind, it's like death is coming for you. And
Oh
it's like,
my
oh my
God.
God. It's like it's time for the Botox to get injected back in there, baby.
So I've never let a lapse happen where I'm like, okay, I book it 3 months
Ah.
from 3 months from my
From the last time, yeah. Well, today we are going to talk about a subject that is a little taboo sometimes, and it's about finances.
Yeah, like getting your credit score in check and like being in charge of your own financial future. I feel like for a lot of millennials, like not being able to buy homes and like having student loan debt. We talked with Tonya about of MyFab Finance about like getting multiple revenue streams, like how to like set yourself up for your financial future. Like
And good debt, bad debt.
Yeah.
Like she really like kind of explained all of that in a way that was like awesome. But
yeah, because rich people use debt to their advantage.
yes.
It's kind of like, oh my God, like we like just like refinancing your home and like, you know, like we're paying less for our mortgage now, like just figuring that shit out. Cause I feel like, you know, now especially I'm like, I want my daughter to grow up being just as much in charge of her finances and her future as my boys. You know what I mean? I feel like I didn't know as much about, now I handle like all of our stuff, but
All
like
the
I'm
things.
like, yeah, but like, you know, when you're like, you know, when you're younger and like I have friends that like got into like credit card debt, or like everybody, you know, goes through stuff until you figure out like how you want to do it, but like it can affect your credit score. And so we found Tonya. She's been in Forbes. It was actually her story is that she wanted to like take control of her finances and like fix her credit score. So she comes from a place of like she's had the experience and like now like knows so much about it and like helps women in particular to be able to like
Take charge.
let's take charge, ladies. Where do you want to go with your finances? I want to go to fucking Fiji, and I want to like I want to go to Fiji, and I want to go first class, and you know
We're not here to fuck around.
We
We're
need-
here to live.
and like multiple revenue streams.
Yeah. So let's go.
And she says anybody can do it. You're gonna find that out too.
Perfect. Let's get to Tonya Rapley. Well, welcome, Tonya. We're so glad to have you on the show with us.
Hey y'all, I'm happy to be here.
Tell us how you started My Fab Finance. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I started My Fab Finance. Really, I was my own first student. I felt like I had done so many things right, like went to college. I hadn't had any children. Like I just felt like I had done everything my parents asked of me. And I still wasn't in the place where I wanted to be financially. And so I got out of an abusive relationship that was physically, emotionally, and financially abusive, ended up moving to New York City and like lived my best life for about a good 3-4 years, like zero cares. And then I wanted to get my own place in New York. And it was a rude awakening. My credit wasn't good enough to get a new place. They wanted a guarantor who made 85 times the rent. I knew no one who could guarantee that. And I was like, well, how do I get through that? They were like, well, you just got to have better credit. And so I decided I was going to start working on my finances. And so my goal when I started My Fab Finance was two things. One, it was to improve my credit score to a 700 by the time I turned 30 years old. And two, it was to get free clothes from Macy's. And so the first thing I accomplished. The second one, Macy's still has not sent me any clothes, but it's totally okay. I'm okay with that.
Macy's, let's
I'm,
go.
I'm a different
could
woman.
they?
I'm a different woman today. Macy's can't afford me now. But that was the goal then. And from that, I ended up just creating a platform that communicates relevant financial information in an understandable format. And we have courses, we have a boot camp, which is a group coaching project. And we just created so much, a book and everything else. And it's been a great journey.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I noticed that you target specifically to women, which is great because I feel like the finance world in general is just so it's full of white dudes in really bad suits. That's what like you think of with Wall Street, where it's like, ugh.
Right.
And I think it is a daunting experience, even with like stocks and everything. Like women are now kind of coming into the fold more and more of like, how can I secure my own financial future?
Yeah, when I got started, definitely was that. And because I don't consider myself to be a typical financial educator, I have a very healthy Air Jordan collection. I have 8 tattoos, big natural hair. So when I first got started, I felt like, oh my gosh, do I have to wear like Susie Orman style suits? That's just totally not me. And I think one of the beautiful things is I've been able to bring myself into financial education and the person that I am. And that has resonated with the audience who is looking for someone like that, who is relatable, has also lived in their experience. Another reason I started MyFab Finance was I graduated from college in 2007. And so the recession happened in 2008. Yeah. And most of the financial educator or financial experts out there, like they were disconnected from that experience. It's like, okay, how do I become financially stable when I was laid off from my first 2 jobs out of college and I still have student loans I have to pay? What do we do from there, Susie? And so I decided that I was going to create a platform that would help people who were navigating that, and from the lens of someone who understood what it was like to build your finances after that.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think are good platforms of investment, like outside of, I mean, buying a home is daunting for a lot of people, saving up that much. So it's like, are there other like smaller entry level places where people could be like, we can dip our toes here, we can try this out without dropping like 80K on a down payment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, one of the best ways to make your money grow is to invest in the market. And sometimes, granted, it depends on appreciation rates and communities and neighborhoods that you buy in, or the market that you buy in. But your investment on the market might perform better than it would in a real estate portfolio or a real estate holding. And the thing about that is, if you want to sell your stock, you sell your stock. If you want to sell your home, like you have to go find a realtor. You can do for sale by owner, but it's just a little trickier.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that people get started with understanding the basics of the market. There are so many people who have courses out there to teach people how to invest. There's so many YouTube videos that break down understanding how to invest. There's so many books on it. And I think that what stops a lot of people is that hesitancy and that fear of losing money. But if you look at it as, I'm losing money by not allowing my money to grow right now, like me holding this in this account without allowing it to grow is actually costing me money, then you'll realize that you can start to invest a little. Once you get a hang for it and better understand it, then you can start investing more. But definitely investing in the traditional market, as well as if you have a 401k. Like the only thing about a 401k or workplace 401k is you're not going to be able to pull it out to retirement without incurring any penalties. But that's still another way to make your money grow.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a mom, correct? Did I read
I
that?
am. I have a 2-year-old.
Oh, little babe. Mandy's kid just turned 5 recently. So
I bet that's a fun age.
It is a fun age for sure. What do you do to like teach your daughter about like being responsible with money? But it sounds like you're also like, don't forget to enjoy yourself, right? Like, how do you like get, like live your life and also like save your money?
Yeah, so I have a son. It's #boymom, and he's awesome. But right now with Karis, we really are not focused on teaching him financial education. He's 2. Um, we want him to get the basics. He's learning a lot through play. He has a piggy bank that he puts money in. But in the absence of teaching him about financial education, we're making wise financial choices for him so that when it does come to that point where he can comprehend bigger financial concepts, we can show him, we've been investing for you since you were born, and this is how much money you have. This is the power of compound interest. So we can use that as a teachable moment. So yeah, right now he's learning through play. He has his piggy bank and plays with his little coins and everything, but he literally doesn't know the difference between a play coin and a cucumber, other than he can't eat it. So we don't. I'm not necessarily pressuring him that right now. On that right now, but we are. We're preparing, and we actually, my husband just incorporated our real estate holding corporation, and it's named after him. And so we want him to understand assets and purchasing assets and what that looks like. So we're setting things up now to educate him when he can comprehend it.
Oh, I love that. What are some easy, I say easy mistakes, but easy mistakes that people make every single day with their finances that you're like, oh, why are you doing that?
Oh, interesting. What I will say is something I've seen a lot now. Something I'm really focused on is teaching people how to leverage debt, leverage opportunities. I've seen a lot of people become so focused on being debt free and so focused on eliminating debt that they're not making otherwise financial decisions. And the confusion that debt free equals financially free, because you can pay off all your debt and you can become homeless. You're still debt free, but you're not financially, you're not financially secure, or you don't have a savings. And so I think that people put a lot of emphasis maybe on the wrong things, based on vanity metrics, versus based on what's most important to them. Like, is it important for you to be debt free, or is it important for you to have freedom? Because those are two different things. There's a lot of people who are living their best financially stable lives and they still have debt. Like, my mentor is worth $72 million and he has debt, but you best believe me, he lives his life. And so it's, I think there's that mistake, is that confusing having debt and not understanding how to leverage debt, and not understanding what financial freedom really means for you, and setting goals based on that, what it means for you, not what it means to Dave Ramsey, not what it means for, your favorite blogger or YouTuber, but what it means for you.
Yeah, that's so true too. Cause I think of a lot of my friends who are in student debt, and it can be suffocating for them in that way, where they're like, I just feel like I'm going to be in debt for the rest of my life. And that's almost like a mental hindrance on securing their financial future. And it can be such a downer for them.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing I will add, Ashley, is that I think another mistake people make is that they don't create multiple streams of income. Like, they become reliant on just one stream of income, and that's incredibly risky. And what I see a lot of times is people who are able to diversify their income are able to achieve their financial goals sooner, such as paying off debt or improving their credit score, saving for the down payment for a home, because they have multiple buckets of money going towards their financial goals instead of relying on just one bucket of money. So if you're relying on, let's be honest, most people's full-time jobs, they're only making enough to cover their overhead and their day-to-day expenses. They're not making enough to pay off their student loan balance, or making enough to save money for a down payment for a home and invest. And so sometimes what you need to do is bring in more money. I mean, there are some people who are making enough to do all that, but sometimes what you need to do is bring in more money and diversify your income. And I think that one thing I learned from the recession in 2008 was the importance of not relying on an employer, and always having a way to make additional money, because things could easily change from day to day.
What are some easy, not easy things, but what are some side projects or side sources of income that you see for people maybe who don't have a natural talent for, I don't know, playing a musical instrument or something, outside of natural honestly, born talent?
I'm I don't even know if that's easily monetized. Yeah,
that's not easy money by any means.
But I mean, if you don't have any skills, you can always do food delivery. If you have no skills whatsoever, you can always do Instacart, Uber Eats. period. Like the gig economy has opened up so many opportunities. TaskRabbit, maybe you can organize things for people. Maybe you can clean houses. Maybe you can answer phones or make phone calls. Like virtual assistants, a lot of people need virtual assistants. And if someone has any additional time, I mean, if you can respond to emails for someone, that's helpful and help them get their inbox to zero. That's something that someone would pay for. So I think that a lot of people underestimate like their skill sets or underestimate their time available to them. And if you have time or if you have a skill, go ahead and figure out how you can monetize it. There's sites such as Upwork, hire.com. Like there's just so many different websites that people can go to find out different ways to make extra money.
That's true. Because the amount of time that maybe you're spending watching, I don't know, a couple of episodes of Top Chef could be doing some TaskRabbit stuff. So.
Exactly. Or like guys, grocery games or things like that. Yeah. You could be doing something else that could be helping you achieve your financial goals.
Okay. I have to ask it. Cryptocurrency. How do we feel about it, Tonya?
It's interesting, so I have money in cryptocurrency. I have investments, and I think that cryptocurrency is more of a contender in the financial space than it previously was assumed to be in the past 5-10 years. I do think that it's highly volatile though, and it is not a place for someone to put their money that you need access to. Like it is not the place to gamble your life savings. It is not the place to gamble your emergency savings. It's where you put the extra money that you have and you can afford to lose. The goal is not to lose, but it's where you put money you can afford to lose.
This is Vegas. It's Vegas.
It's Vegas. It's like you might go up, but you might go down. And like we need you to be able to get home. Like we need you to be able to pay your bills after that. I remember when like, I think it was Litecoin was pumping a few years ago. I had a cousin and like, he took out like debt on his credit cards and bought Litecoin. And it did really well. It was doing really well. And so he pulled some money out and I was like, did you pay off your credit card? He's like, no, I bought a car. And it crashed a couple months later. And it's like, okay, so now you have credit card debt and now you have this car and like, so, and it's just like,
the car didn't crash, not the car. The car didn't crash.
The car didn't crash. No, sorry. The car did not crash. The market crashed. The Litecoin, like,
oh my gosh.
Crashed. And so it's like, that was not money you could afford to lose. So like, do not invest money you can't afford to lose. But there are people who are doing significantly well in crypto. Even as a finance person, I still don't completely understand it. Like, I'm just like, okay, let me put my money there. I can afford to lose it. I don't like if I look at my thing and like it says I have $8,000 in there. I'm like, okay. If it says I have 11,000, I'm like, okay, it's just gonna stay in there and let's see what it does. So yeah, but I mean, my brother is really invested and he's really invested and he studies it every day. And that's the thing. If you're gonna get really invested in it, study it. That's my thing with cryptocurrency. Study it and understand how it works. Because if you're following the tweets and following the news headlines and everything, once something is a news headline, it's already too late.
Yeah.
So make sure you really understand, can lock into investment groups. There's really good Reddits and everything else that study crypto. Just really spend some time on the sidelines learning about it. And that's a long-winded response.
No, and just don't TikTok and crypto, please.
Please, for the sake of us.
Oh my gosh, time flew by, but is there anything you want to plug or where can we follow you, Tonya?
Yeah, we're launching a few great things for MyFab Finance in the next coming months. We're working on it. And so the best way to find out about it is at myfabfinance.com. You can sign up for our newsletter because we have a really we send out a newsletter twice a month with financial tips and updates about what's going on in our community. I have a show called Going From Broke that is available on Crackle. It is an awesome show. It's executive produced by Ashton Kutcher. And we just really, really, really help people create financial transformations in their life, helping them pay down their debt, figure out how they're going to get the money to pay off their student loan debt and create a strategy. And then lastly, on social media at MyFab Finance, uniformly branded on all platforms. So you can find me there.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Tonya. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, Tonya.
Thank you. This is great. Yeah. Don't crypto on TikTok. If you take anything from this, don't crypto on TikTok.
So our post interview cigarette, excuse me.
That's
Are
right.
you Ellie? This one goes out to Ellie.
I wish I knew the next line after that, but it's
What's
really
my
fast.
motherfucking name?
Are you Ellie?
I can't remember what comes after that either. Anyways, like and subscribe on all things Vashly Comedy. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, on all the things. We're not really good at the Twitter, and we're not good on Facebook either, but that's okay. Follow us elsewhere. And we'll be posting up new episodes weekly.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to laugh
Yeah,
with you
and
more.
don't forget to share with your friends. Like, honestly, when people come up, like, we have had a couple people like quote different things that we've said, like about, you know, the computer being possessed, and just like, oh my
Naomi
God,
Campbell.
oh my God, we have like our little catchphrases that you guys are like throwing back at us. It's amazing. Like, it makes us so happy to
It
hear from you
does.
guys. Like, always feel free to DM us or email us. And thank you for sharing and listening. And
Yeah. And if you liked what you heard today, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
It helps
And
so much.
even writing a review is like so helpful. And I know like we ask this every week. It does help a lot. And like it really does like help boost the show. So we are just so grateful. We've grown a lot in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you.
oh my God, can I also plug our Patreon? If you go on our
Yes,
website, we have a Patreon. We
yes.
have no patrons yet. You know, we work for free, but we work hard, and we're gonna go places. Come places with us. Come and
Come
join
with
our podcast.
us.
Come with us.
Join us.
Come. I just stole your line.
Come. It's our line.
It's our line now. Bye, Mashers.